Okay, hello and welcome in everyone. My name is Sugi Yamagawa, and today on VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s, we are back at the table saw stand with a piece of cardboard on it and a couple pieces of lumber, a big bucket of screws I purchased at Amazon, and we're going to be putting all this and much more together into a shelf project, and hopefully get the shelf project knocked out, because the backlog of projects is actually kind of getting large, and the weather's been teasing me with better days ahead. We're still going to be spending a lot of time. Going to be definitely a lot more shop focused still, probably for the better part of August. But eventually we'll get out there and we'll do like campfire cooking and like all those other fun things. Eventually. Hopefully. I want to. But when the weather cooperates, that's when that's going to happen. So, I've been having... Hello and welcome in, Zerzan. Yes, fire will eventually happen. No, I'm not going to be doing so much fire right now because it's been too hot. I don't like adding hot on top of hot. Like, one hot's enough hot. But yeah. The times have also been moving forward enough for this beautiful substance to be released. This is L8 Paw flavored soda. Or, who knows, maybe... Actually, I think you're actually in the part of the world there's on where it's like pop versus soda. But yeah, so L8 is a local Kentucky like soda slash brand, and the Paw flavor is their like, it's one of their big limited release runs, and holy smokes, I love this stuff. I loved it last year. I had a bottle earlier because I actually did buy like a case of this stuff. But yeah, Paw is amazing. Which it would be fun for, so last December, I usually say soda, but I think most people do say pop here. Okay. Because I have like a lot of family up in like, Wabash County, and they all say pop. But like, I currently reside in Kentucky, and it's all soda down here. But, and it was actually because I'm built different. Nice. But yeah, it was actually last October. I did a series of campfire streams where everyone was themed on desserts, and I called it Desserttober. If I can get my hands on some like actual like pawpaw fruit, which pawpaw fruit does... It's kind of like a mango looking thing that when you cut it open has a whole bunch of seeds in it. Multiple seeds, not like a single large seed like a mango has. But if I can get my hands on some pawpaws, I would love to use it in like an actual recipe. Now, as for the actual flavor of pawpaw is really interesting. It's actually, so its Latin name is Altisma triloba. And it's a member of the custard apple family. I have heard those are a pain to process. With the multiple large seeds, I can see it being a pain to process. I have harvested these, and I've just ate the fruit as is. Also, hello and welcome in, Haggle. But I would love to do something with pawpaw fruit. Now, as for the actual like flavor of the fruit, the inner flesh of the fruit is very reminiscent in both texture and flavor of banana. Actually, I think... Yeah. Underneath pawpaw, the camera's probably not going to focus enough for it, but it says Kentucky banana. But both the texture and the flavor of the fruit is very, very reminiscent of banana. But the skin of the pawpaw fruit is very reminiscent of apple in both like flavor and smell. So pawpaw is like, it's technically a semi-tropical fruit that is, will kind of remind you of a banana. Well, it's like if you had a banana wrapped in apple skin. Is like the best way to like describe the flavor. My gosh. But yeah, I love the flavor of pawpaw. I love the flavor of this soda. And yeah, when I saw this well, my friend saw it in his local store yesterday and let me know. And today I went to the store and bought a case of it. And funny enough, when I was actually checking out and I was scanning in, because the case is like 6 4-packs of these bottles, the clerk saw me checking out with the Pawpaw L8, and he was just like, hey man, where did you find those? I was looking for those in the soda aisle earlier. And this is like the clerk for the store. And I was like, oh man, they're like in this like off area over by their like sales bins, and like this like it's just kind of like off in this small little area off to the side. Because I initially hit up the soda aisle today, went through it, didn't find anything. It was like womp womp. And then I was just going through the store, picking up some other odds and ends I needed. And then I saw a pallet of L8 like off in the corner. I was like, wait, is that the Pawpaw L8? And it's like, it was. And I was very happy to find it. And I told him where to find it. So he was appreciative of that. So today has been a really good day for beverages. More on that later, because holy smokes, I've gotten a lot of good beverages today. Now, I probably should also get into like talking about a project. So I have 4 of these posts. I need to be a little bit careful with my sliding before I slide it into my like mic stand, but it has 3 dados and 2 rabbits. The rabbits are those grooves at the end there. And then I have, so basically I have 5 grooves. I have a stack of 5 boards. Essentially each board is going to go in here like this. Granted, I want the boards to be sticking out in that way. So we're going to work on putting this together and probably flip it around. Add the second post to it, and that will make one side of my frame. And then here is poorly done drawing of what I wish to accomplish. Is I wish to have 2 sides of frame with some shelves going from side to side. So essentially what's going to happen is these boards here, these are actually going to be the supports for the shelf piece, because the shelf piece lumber will sit on these like that. So the shelf pieces will be the ones that actually hold the 2 assemblies vertically and side by side. But for now, we're going to just be building our horizontal supports, and we'll be building our first assembly. And my thing is, ooh dearie. Will the bucket, okay, the bucket will open. The bucket will open if I use the lip. That's good. That's very good. I'd be upset if the lid would not open. So we're gonna build our assemblies like that. That's the game plan. Let's see. I want to figure out my bit situation, because I'm always a big fan of figuring out my bit situation. Because when I get my bit situation figured out, then it's a lot easier for me to get into a rhythm and actually put a thing together. So, actually, wait, do it. Yeah, let's do this. These lids are actually kind of nice. So, nice thing with these lids is they have a rim to them. And you might be like, well, what's the big deal about a rim? They essentially make a nice little tray to hold your stuff. And this keeps you from having to have like a whole bucket of like screws on your table. So you can just like park it off to the side. Don't have to worry about it. Oh gosh. I continue to desire more space for everything. Everything. I need more space for everything. So, I am using. So these are 1.5" screws. They have Torx heads. They're coated. Technically, I could use these in an outside application. This is an inside application. Not worried about it, but hey, I do enjoy overkill, and I also enjoy the ability to utilize this stuff both inside and outside. Because with a lot of the projects I like to do, because I do an okay, considering the fact I do a fair variety of like projects in different environments, there is a very big issue I have with like making sure, well, it's not really an issue. There's a drill somewhere. It's tucked down there. And the sort of issue is related to the fact I like to use all sorts of things in all sorts of different types of projects because I build both projects inside and outside. I have to be flexible. And there we got ourselves, actually, you can barely see it. Got a little bit of glue squeeze out. Grab ourselves a handy dandy paper towel. Just give it a wipe. Now just clean it up, make it look a little bit better. So, I just did the one screw for now because I'm gonna grab my square. And what I wish to do here is I want to make sure this is square with the angles, because the dados is actually a little bit big in width, and because it's a little bit larger in width, the board has a little bit of flexibility to it. And because things are a little bit more flexible, well, because I have more literal wiggle room, I just want to make sure it's in the right position. And there we go. That's literally our first board. The boards are going to be mounted flush to the 2x4. And yeah, this is basically how the assembly is going to go. Hopefully this goes over pretty well. Really, the only reason I'm adding glue is because I just want to have a little bit of extra bonding, because I'm primarily only going in with 2 screws. Because I only have 2 screws. Because I'm only doing 2 screws because I know that's enough. And one of the factors that allows me to get away with using 2 screws is the fact that I'm using dados. And essentially what the dado does is it provides a lip for the board to transfer its weight onto the post, versus if I were to just zip the screws into the face of the board, doing something like this number right here, all the downward force of all the weight on the shelf would be put on the screws. Versus doing it this way, some of the force is being held by the screws, but also some of the other force is being transferred to the post via the rabbet. Dados OP. Dados OP. Dados are nice. Like, a lot of... They are an aspect of woodworking I want to incorporate it in more projects. That's also why I incorporated it into this project. So, let's make sure our board is flush, 90 degrees. But not 90 degrees in terms of heat. I'm sure, like a lot of people here, we're just all waiting for, like myself, we're all just waiting for summer to end. So that way we can get to the best season. Fall season. So, that's good for that. I'm gonna... Ooh. I'm gonna knock over my L8, that'd be bad. So we'll... Ooh, there we go. Yay! Happy outcome. And once I get to the ends, it's going to be a lot more interesting, but I might go ahead and move the table saw out a little bit more to get me a little bit better clearance, but I'll worry about that once I get there. But yeah, that's also another aspect of the dados is the reason why I have as long as the dado's edge, well, yeah, like as long as this edge is done 90 degrees to this surface, when I put my board in, it's pretty much where I need it to be. So and that just saves me like so much additional work. Because if I were to just mount these to the face, I would then have to be a lot more worried about them being like plumb and all that. Whereas for today, we've been pretty good so far, so. So pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. Okay. Now, far end. I bring this just that should be enough. Yep. That's enough. Yeah. Hope everyone out there has been having a good weekend. Me, I am personally very happy. To no longer be crawling around in the crawl space, because I've been running ductwork in the crawl space for like the past 3 days, so it's nice to spend some time on the surface. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Chat seeing my less than ideal cable management. Granted, that's not even the true horrors. The true horrors are on like the streaming shelf where I keep like the audio mixer and where all the cables run. Because there's times I look at that cabled mess and I'm just like, oh gosh, that's horrific. Yeah, that's pretty pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. Sure. But yeah. This essentially is going to be the format for today, is chill and easygoing. Which I suppose if you've been around here a little... Oh. Wah, I'm not using the table saw. I should be able to get away. A little bit of flexibility. There we go. You can at least see where I'm working. Damn shame if people couldn't see where I was working, what I was doing. Granted, it looks like the sleeve will do a fair bit of vision blocking. Oh, we have that there. That looks really good. I'm just gonna do a quick paste. Oh my gosh. Ah. But yeah. Actually kind of nice to actually do a project that's dimensioned. And now we just have to actually assemble. Versus just doing dimension. Oh. Oh. Where did it go? Because I was actually really surprised by how long it took me to cut the dados on last time I did this stream. Sunday? Oof. You're very far off. Closer. Now, whenever you're working with cedar, always pre-drill. Because cedar loves to split. Now, when it comes to cedar splitting, that issue is going to be a fair bit more prevalent when you're installing screws close to the end grain of your board, like here. And you got a lot less to worry about when you're doing your screws more in like the center of the board. But when you're working closer to the edge, well, you're running close to the edge. You know what? Is that really an easy way to do that? Yes. I don't know if that was easier or not, but it is done. And hello, potato board. And yes, these boards are of a reasonable amount of length. So swinging these around is tricky. Really, all my data is like upward. Ooh, interesting. Because we have that there, that there. But funny enough, This dado right here is just not big enough. I need to take a little bit of material off here. And I gotta go grab chisels for that. Okay, so I think we determined you were our defender. Actually, we'll turn camera just a touch. It's a bit more in view. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be using the corner edge of the chisel to run it on the inside edge. And what that does is it severs the fibers at the base. That way, when I come up here, it's more likely to come out. So, do a couple of light passes. Just to widen that dado out a touch more. And sometimes you can just really put your weight into the chisel, and that'll be enough to make the cut. Okay. So, we just took a touch bit of material out. Now we will bring it back in. So, that will actually fit. Now, one of my issues is this 2x4 I have here, it's very bowed. It's like very much bowed. I think it's concave this way, away towards the top of the screen. But yeah. So, I feel reasonably good with our setup. So what I'm probably gonna do is some of these are gonna be a touch out, because if we look towards the far end, that end of the board is really sticking out. And that's just because of how much of a curve I have to this. So now, I'm gonna pop it out, and then all these spaces are gonna get a nice little dab of glue, and that will just help hold everything. Glue's not necessarily necessary. because we have both the dados and the screws providing support. But you know what? I have glue. Might as well use it, you know? Might as well go for every ounce of support I can get my hands on. And hello and welcome in, Irie. I hope you're having a good Saturday evening. Touch more. Can you use Loctite on it? No, we're not using Loctite on this. Brandon, thanks for telling us that you're definitely in a manufacturing environment if you're talking about Loctite. Oh gosh. So, I mentioned earlier that this 2x4 has pretty nasty curve in it. So I'm not going to put everything like super flush on this side. Boards aren't going to come super to the end, but as far as like the actual... Andrew said cross-thread is better than Loctite. Anyways, whatever that means. Well, I hope he's not talking about cross-threading the threads, because if you cross over the... well, oh gosh, is it? If you cross the threads, then you have bad day. Funny enough, I actually lost a battery light here recently because I was playing with it, and when I was playing with it, I ruined the threads. And it was like, well, I ruined the threads on that. Womp womp. No big deal. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna continue this. Let's go. Oh, for today, this is just simple putting stuff together with screws, like screws and light dabbing of glue, light dabbing. Like the glue is literally just there for moral support, more so than anything. It's not actual like structural. This one just needs a squeeze. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a lot of just zipping screws in for today. Fun fact, the previous owner at my house used an impact driver for everything. I'm sure you had a lot of fun finding that out. It's like, oh, these 2x4s probably should have been nailed in. Were they nailed in? No, impact drived in. They couldn't figure out how to install... Oh, oh, that's exciting. Oh, that's terribly exciting. And also, since you weren't around here at the beginning, I have acquired Paw L8. It's flavored with Paw flavor, which is great. They took off the old ones and then couldn't figure out the Home Depot doors. Oh no. Did they hang doors without shims? Oh gosh, if they hung doors without shims, that's wild. Shims are your friends when you're trying to hang doors. And there's always that fun expression, deader than a door nail, i.e. don't use nails. when you're trying to hang doors. Ba, ba, ba. Yes. Now, time for the last one. Bitch. Oh. Woo! Is here. Cable! Cable, stay out of the way. Please and thank you. Oh, they tried to put all the one side together. All the same ends can't go together. It's like two. Oh, they did something like that. Oh. Oh, those poor delusional souls. And now you have to clean up the mess. Next screw. Well, chat, there is one whole side of the shelf assembled together. The dad called himself a professional house flipper, if that helps. Oh no. Oh no. There's literally nothing professional about a house flipper. Crap. In my line of work, we've seen house flippers do atrocious things to homes. Truly terrible things to homes. So, I've got this frame assembled. Off. Side. Ooh. Yeah. Good frame. Look, guys, we get to be bored all over again. I know, dumb joke. So, now we get to build up the other frame. Well, the other side of the frame. So. Ba, 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 ba. Ah. Now, I will say, I hope you all have been having delicious food, because I had a really delicious lunch. Okay, we're gonna go in with one screw to start here. And zippity-doo-dah. Then now where? Oh. So I'm wanting to get these boards as best to a 90-degree angle to the post. So I'm going to be doing that with my handy dandy speed square, and then once I confirm that with the speed square, I then attach the second screw. I didn't do it for the other board on the other side because the boards are pretty much already set at this point. Now, could I theoretically one screw everything on one side of this frame? Then do the other side of the frame and one screw all of that. That is also an option, a way to do this, but I don't want to have to be flipping this around a lot. I want to do that as few times as possible. Still infuriates me that it's a triangle. What? Speed square? This guy? This wonderful super duper attractive piece of aluminum metal that I use to fix so many of my mistakes with? It makes things square. Oh. But if you have two triangles, you make square though. Like, let's grab. See? Two squares make triangle. Well, two triangles make square. And also, Dad's old shop. How did your? I take it you've had to have you got to have your dinner? Because Dad's old shop streamed today. There was a very rare and endangered stream on his channel. And he was cooking. Important question is it Dad's old shop or Dad's old shop? I'm pretty sure it's Dad's old shop. I mean, that's the fun thing with him is like he's like in Dad class. House smells amazing though. I just got back from getting a hoagie for tonight's dinner. Ah, nice. Very nice. Okay, potential buyer here. I heard Dad was selling a shop. I don't think his shop's for sale. I know my shop's not for sale because I'm still trying to improve upon it. I'm still trying to get everything super duper dialed in. Also, my shop is attached to my house, and I'm not giving up my house. No, Dad! You can do better than $3! You can do so much better than $3! I believe in you. Shucks, 3... Think I can get 5? I know you can get 5. Like, I know you can do a number better than what the current interest rate on my mortgage is right now. Oh. There we go. Let me run this by the manager. We'll be in contact. See, this is the benefit of being uncle class. When you're uncle class, you don't have a manager. Boy, oh boy, is it great to live life without a manager. Because not having a manager opens me up to so many reckless decisions. Looking good with that. Next screw. There we go. There we go. Oh, I should be able to. Andrew just said I'm the manager because I always give him work and piss him off. Well, that's your job. That's your job, is to give him work. Yippee! And I also need these, like, circumstances to exist, because, like, I gotta have some motivation to, like, stay single, you know? Because if I don't celebrate the freedom I have today, I might be getting strange ideas about changing the levels of freedom I currently enjoy. And I get to enjoy a lot of freedom, which makes for so much room for terrible decisions. But I still get, like, it's still kind of, whenever I think about the fact that I am in my mid-30s, I have house, I have mortgage, I have job, I am very much an adult. But I still don't feel like an actual adult. It's weird. Really makes me feel like I'm gonna be like... I don't know if I'm gonna just be... Like, what is... Like, is adult a feeling? And so far in my life experience, the answer is no. There is no feeling like being an adult. There is just... You have obligations to society. Congratulations, you're an adult. Well, congratulations, you pay taxes. Now you're an adult. That's where I want to go. Feeling adult is a comparative feeling. You feel it when something going down and people look to you for solutions. Oh no. That way they ask for a problem solver on the resume? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I want to be a problem solver, man. That board enough. Not enough. Oh, man. Go around the mic stand. Push things. Gently. Not aggressively. Ooh, speaking of resume, I have an interview tomorrow my coworkers don't know. Oh, that's a wonderful feeling. That's a wonderful feeling to be able to be like, ah, yes, I have an interview. I have a potential route out of this place. But yes, good luck on your interview, Ari. And may you bring... Oh, it's the same place. Oh, no! It's supposed to be different place. Because then you can pull the Sayonara Suckers card, which is really fun to do, especially when your coworkers like you. Granted, I'm very messed up and I deeply enjoy when I get to turn in my 2 weeks at a place and then just be like, see ya. I bring food and random plants for my coworkers? Oh. Then you must be really well liked then. Like, exceptionally well liked. Okay. Let's not hit mic stand. Not hit drill. Yay! It's back where it is. It's supposed to be. Granted, I gotta make it do a flip-a-doodles, but I'm gonna hydrate before that. And I don't know, but they complain when I call out. Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. It's always fun being the coworker who, when you call out, everyone else is just like, hey man, we missed you the other day. And I'm generally like, so? Sounds like you had a whole bunch of not my problem. And I like it when I have a whole bunch of not my problem. Especially when I get to be like, ha! It's your problem! Back. Let's see. Here's my long dado. I think goes the other direction. Whoop. I swear, I always need more room. That's the problem that happens when you get a shop. When you get a shop, you always want more room. Okay. Cool. There. That one's nice. This one is nice. That one will be wonderful. Good, reasonables. Okay. Woo, nice. So there's not gonna really be a lot of adjustment here. Granted, this 2x4 is still also like the last one. Does have a bit of a concaveness to it. Has a very Home Depot-like quality to it. So. But this is a shelf for scrap lumber. I don't care. As long as it holds together, I don't care. So we're going to just write a few of our aces. Remember, if you write your glue, your wood glue in an S pattern, it means secure. And then your boards will be secure together. You stick out, you're flush, you're good. That's how it works, Adsel Chop. Now, before I get to be having fun with all this, I have something of a surprise. Now, this surprise probably doesn't mean a whole lot to any of you, but it means the absolute damn world to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Sugi Yamagawa, it is my utmost pleasure to let you know that Oktoberfest season has begun. Let us all celebrate by drinking much beer. By drinking absolute cornucopious amounts of beer. And let's make these Bavarians proud. So cheers. It's not even August. Yeah, it's not even August. And like I went, funny enough, Dad's Old Shop, I actually went out to my local liquor barn after your stream. And I was kind of like looking around, and then I saw Oktoberfest, and I was like, oh, wait, what's the date code on this? Is this year? Yes, it is Oktoberfest for this year. It's like, oh, let's go. Man, Zerzon, you sure look like you could use a beer. By all means, get one. We are very pro beer around here. So yeah, like, today has been a good day for drinks. Between Paw Paw Soda and Oktoberfest beer. Sugi is going to be able to fuel himself for success. And by fuel himself for success, I mean, drink liquor with calories, which are bad if you want to lose weight, but you know what? Why lose weight when you can just have a good time with life, you know? There we go. Those are those. Turn. Actually, hey, easier route is to bring you guys in. Why make the table go to you when your little cart is lighter? Well, whatever. I'm actually not going to worry about the fact you guys can't see this one too much, because, well, you know. You've seen enough of these, right? Seen enough of me pre-drilling holes and inserting screws. If I can get my bits to go into my drill, it would be helpful. Oh, yeah. These are the most over-engineered shelves I've seen in my life. Oh, they're not that over-engineered. I've just been wanting to incorporate more dados into my work because I want to get better at woodworking. I can't be amateur hour forever and just use butt joints till the end of my days. Because when you use butt joints for everything, that's how you end up being the butt of other woodworkers' jokes. And if you guys want to grab pitchforks and torches for that joke, that's by all means. I think your half laps are wholly awesome. Okay, yay! I'm validated in my use of half laps. Also, half flaps are something that need to be. I like half flaps in the sense of not only do they help like support work pieces, they give you increased glue surface, and they also just like kind of like help hold the project together while you're trying to stick the thing together. Ooh. And there we go. That is another set. That is essentially two sides of the project, which you can also dowel them easily if you need extra support. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping me from subbing out screws for dowels. It's just dowels would take more work to put in. Dowels will take more work, but screws are quick and easy. Which, there's nothing wrong with quick and easy. So, let's... Oh god! It's a whole shelf. Yay! It leans! Okay. Ugh. And guys, look! It's shelf boards with notches, and I've got these notched out for essentially, well, they don't fit in this way, they actually fit in. They're gonna fit in this way. So, I'm gonna have to grab... I've really got to think about actually what I'm about to do here. So I gotta think about how I want to like have this together. Well, I have to think about. This is the fun part with like big projects as a VTuber is how do I show off the project while also not showing off all my body parts. Dado, that's how I can phonetically write Dado. Oh gosh. Oh man. Okay. I want a little bit more room between. Oh man. I have a leaky boy. Really leaky boy, so let's grab a first piece of shelf in here. Ooh, okay. And that's kind of the fun things with some of these notched pieces, actually. Wow. This is not wanting to hold as easily as I thought. There we go. Man, I should probably have made dados in the 2x4s, but so kind of bring you around a bit more this way. So the shelf really wants to come out on me. Is what it's really wanting to do right now. I wonder if there's any good woodworking video games. Oh gosh, there's a VTuber I follow, Almontis. He's been playing a game called Timberborn. And I know you like collect wood and then you build with it. But I don't know if it's like actual like woodworking. So let's just go ahead. So these notches go to the edge of the 2x4, but they don't go all the way through. Oh, there's screws. Hi, screws. Oh, there's a bit. So I'm drilling at a slight angle down in, and that is to help center this one screw into this board. And I'm probably going to be able to do a better example over here showing you. So yeah, so you can see the edge of this board is flush with the 2x4, which is how I actually measured and marked these out and cut them this morning. The slight issue with that is I would have preferred this to come out a little bit further for it to be flush with the rail, so that way more of the shelving material is supported on the rail. I kind of did it's a slight whoopsie. I mean, granted, I lost maybe 1/4 of an inch of support doing things that way. And honestly, I'm okay losing a 1/4 inch of support. As you can tell by me just, I'm just gonna ascend this. But yeah. So for now, this board's just gonna get those 2 screws to hold it in. Right now, it does feel pretty sturdy. Actually, you know what? I don't know if we do enough toenailing around here. So we'll focus in on here. And I will try to give you guys all a good example of toenailing. Toenailing is coming in at an angle. And driving your fastener at an angle. And when you do that, so that's just gonna let me get just a little bit extra support for the shelf. So whatever weight I have here will transfer to that screw and the rail supports, because there's actually not a lot underneath this board to really support it, but there's actually a reason for that, and that is to make sure that this area here is very open. So for toenailing, so I'm pre-drilling because this is, wait, no audio? Did my audio drop out? Because actually, I don't want to have double audio. Let's see. I hear you. Okay. So Dad's old shop hears me. Good. I guess I accidentally misclicked on something? I mean, I've done that. So when you're pre-drilling your toenail hole, if you go in at an angle, I'm on my phone and it wasn't muted. It was weird. Okay. If you tried to pre-drill at the angle you want to drive your screw, your bit will want to wander. It's better to start higher up, closer to 90. Do a little bit of drilling. Get yourself a little bit of shavings. Make a small, like, divot. Then get your angle. And pre-drill your hole. Which that hole did not... The hole gave me a little bit of resistance there because, well, there was a knot. I got a little bit too close to the knot. But it's still, like, fine. It's still... I mean, knotwood's actually kind of sometimes more stronger than regular wood. And I'm going to be somewhat fairly aggressive to just drive that head a little flush, just to. But with that, there's 4 good screws in this board. It's a shelf, it holds things. So, yippee! Now we gotta do, well, so each shelf is gonna get 3 boards, and I've got 5 shelves to build. Oh. Let's get another piece of wood in, and I think I'm just gonna continue building this shelf. So, I'm looking at my far side, and I have hardly any room, actually. Can I show you? Yes. There's a way to show you all. Here we go. That's reasonable. So, you can kind of see I'm falling through. So. And I got a BRB for dinner. Ari, have a great dinner. My lunch was amazing, impeccable, 5 stars. 10 out of 10, we'll do it again. But yeah, that's a weakness I have with this design. That I will immediately overcome once I get 1 screw in it. And then just give it a couple good drives just to actually get it flush with the wood. So the next one, this is going to be happening a bit closer to you, so you'll be able to see a bit better. So I'm going to want to sure my shelf is reasonably heated. Okay. So the shelf is my side frames are kind of wanting to pull themselves apart. I need to grab a clamp for that. Wow. This guy's stiff. Ooh, there you go. Yay. So, I'll bring clamp in. And there we go. And now the clamp is pulling my shelf together. Now allow me to finish drilling my pilot hole. And it is very important that you do pilot holes. Especially when you're working with cedar. Cedar is very brittle, and it will split. Actually. I see one of my screws is pulled out. Let me see if I can bring you in. Instead, that just buried it, but okay. We'll get this more assembled and put together, so. Because as we get more screws and shelving into it, it's going to give it more structure. And as we give it more structure, it will want to stay together. Because right now, there's not a lot holding it together. At least not a lot in terms of the plane we're working on. So, I take my clamp off. I should get no surprises. I got no surprises. Great. So, since I have no surprises, I'm coming in here with this board. Now, this is where I grab 2 pieces of similarly sized, well, similar in width scrap pieces. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go there. I'm going to take one to the other side. And then, with these 2 scrap pieces, they are holding this board off from this board equally. No measuring, no fiddling with the tape measure, none of that stuff. Just set it, and it's like, okay, we're good. We're good. It works. It's gonna be fine. So with all this, we can now set a board. So, for these rail drill holes, I'm going to be doing a slight angle towards the outside, because that will get me close to the center. Of the board, and then this board is just going to get 4 screws. And there we go. So that takes care of one side of the world. Now we move to the other side of the world. And now I'm getting really close to the edge on this cedar. And being that close to the edges, I've gotten some splitting out of this board. But this is essentially one shelf done, so just pick you up, and there it is. That's one shelf. So that's going to be one of 5 layers we're going to do. Now, thinking about the next layer I want to do, I think it's a touch ambitious on my part, but hey, we're going to get down. We're going to get down here. We're going to get down in here. We're going to be working here. So. Oh, I want that to be a back one. We're going to do that as a back shelf. And then this one is going to go up here. There we go. There. Huh, wait a second. Ah! I thought there was something like that going on. Okay. But yeah, as you can see, this is one of my first times building a project like this in this way. And, well, we're just kind of having fun with it. And that really, at the end of the day, for me, is the big focus with doing projects like this is honestly having fun. There's no point doing all this work, doing all these things without having a bit of fun to it, you know? Especially when you're streaming it, of all things. Okay, now that deals with that. It's not quite enough weight for the drill. We're gonna kind of touch you guys back a little bit. And now we're going to be doing these two parts. Now, I am going to change up the game plan for these guys. I'm going to level them up to 2-inch screws. Because I'm wanting these guys to bite a little bit more thoroughly into the post material. I'm gonna benefit from having a longer screw because these screws are being driven at an angle. And I'm wanting them to be structural. So since I am going to be asking a lot out of these screws, I'm just going to level them up to 2-inch. And that just feels a world of difference better. Like so much better. Because yeah. That's a shelf. That's a shelf I can trust with some lumber. But yeah, so now I get to worry about I think that's all you're gonna get out of my cable length. Yeah, touch more. Okay. But yeah. So we're gonna be handling this like the first one. Except our issue is Ooh! This is sturdy. Well, it's tight. But that's also, like, that's desirable. Because when your project's kind of coming together and it's wanting to be like pulled together, well, guess what? You're going to get a much more stronger project that way. Whoop. Now the fun part is, with every screw and everything I used to hold this thing together, makes it stronger and stronger. Now, there's still the issue of the screws on the other side, the ones I toenailed in earlier. Those are going to be very tricky for me to do like this. Like, exceptionally so. So, since it's a pain in the butt, I'm going to opt out for now. But I will get those installed eventually. So, next up is our middle board. Oh, let's grab myself a nice middle board. And I'm going to push it a bit closer away from me. So that way I have some room to bring my box in. So with my spacers set in, just make sure that it's set somewhat center in the spacing. Looking good. Now actually, I have not measured. I mean, it looks fine. So the top, 3 inches. Oh. Okay, so this spacing, the lower one here, that's 3 inches. The back one's actually 2 3/4, which is for basically grabbing random materials and just sending it. It's really dang close to being even. Now it's not even, but it's gonna be fun. Woo! Sweet, sweet joys of being in the lower realms. Woo! There we go. In there, chat, is second. Okay. Yeah, I can live with that. So this is 2 shelves done. Feels pretty sturdy. We've got ourselves quite a bit of assembly. It looks like my posts splay up and outward. So I'm probably gonna want, yeah. So once I start doing this next shelf up here, I'm gonna want to take a clamp to it and kind of bring it together a little bit more. However, though, before I even begin to worry about that, I've been consuming a fair bit of beverages, so I'm gonna throw the BRB screen on, and I'll be back after a few.
これより鬼ヶ島国際鬼サミットを開催いたします。昨年度多くの負傷者を出し、角が欠ける程度の被害が出ている豆腐ハンバーグ問題につきまして、生ハゲ委員会主導のもと、大豆ダメ絶対キャンペーンを実施いたしまして、国民の鬼の皆様が間違えて接種せんよう、こちらの方針にてお知らせしていきたいと考えております。
Okay, and I'm back. And better yet, I'm back with the next reason for why I'm gonna have to go to the restroom again in probably like another hour. And this is some more sweet, wonderful Oktoberfest beer. So, cheers! So we're now turning our attention to this shelf. I'm gonna try and level you guys up a little bit more. Oh no. See the streaming setup. Whatever. I don't care. So, this is gonna be our top board for our top shelf. We do have a little bit of gapping on either side. Reason why we have that gapping is our posts for splaying out a bit. And when you have some splaying out, and you need to unsplay out, that's where your handy dandy clamp comes in. Nice. So I'm gonna start trying to get that tightened up with pulling my board up. To where the friction on either side holds this up how I want it. And right now, I'm very happy with my result. So I also used my bathroom break as an excuse to get my stool, because I have to elevate myself now. Because I'm up here. We're building a whole shelf. Now I don't know. If anyone specifically doesn't want me doing the last part, like the top part, that's fine. Actually, what? Actually, I just realized something about the last part. Oh, man. So, the fun thing I just realized about the last part is, unlike this board, and a lot of the other boards in this project, I don't need to notch the top level. The top level could just be like unnotched boards. Woo! Remember, kids, don't be playing around on elevated spaces unless you're, say, a semi-professional VTuber. Actually, I'm barely even professional. Like, not even like semi-professional. I'm just a... I'm literally just a guy farting around in the garage. Like, that's it. That's all I am. At the beginning and the end of the day. So, we got the two in our two corners. Now we're going to do the two nail ones that are going to attach this board into these posts. So, for the toe nailing, start your drill vertical. Do a couple spins to make a divot. And then once you make a divot, so you start vertical, make a divot, and then you can take the sharp angle. Otherwise, if you don't make the divot and you try to go in at the angle at the get-go, the drill bit will wander. It'll just be like, oh gosh, I don't have a grip point. And it's very important for your bits that you give them a grip point. It helps them out quite a bit. Okay. Where are two 2-inch screws? So these guys here are 1.5 inches. And then for these guys, I'm going 2-inch because it's better. It's more stable. That's for one. Woo. Woo. And there we go. Woo. I'm gonna step off that. It's a little bit sketch. So, now normally I've been doing the shelf on the other side. Kind of thinking about wowie, you guys literally need just a little bit more height. But yeah, you can, so here's where we were doing that. Now we're gonna do the other side. Let me grab a board and get up here. Get in here. Wowzers, it's really dang close. Really dang close, but it's still wanting to fall down. So I'm gonna grab a second clamp for this side of the world. Okay, I got that on there. Now I'm gonna bring this in. And then I'm gonna tighten the clamp. until I can take my fingers off and this not flip. Woo! That is it. That is it. Whoever said woodworking was easy was not talking about doing it as a VTuber. But you know what? I am liking how the shelf is coming together. Jesus became a messiah instead of sticking as a carpenter. Oh man. Now granted, you're a brave man, Dad's old shop. I'm the type of person who's hesitant to throw shade at religious figures. And this is coming from a guy who drinks a fair amount of the beverage. I don't think I can handle the wrath of God very well. Grant is actually... Well, no shade, but you just hear about the miracles. None of his chairs or fences. Yeah. Well, you know. The book was mostly about the big bits, you know? Woo. So, since I have some reasonable level of access... I'm going to go ahead and do the toenailing. Because, well, I can access it. As long as I can get to it, I'll do it. Granted, I'm still kind of almost kicking my butt over realizing the top part of the shelf does not have to have the notch boards, and now I have notch boards, and it's like, do I just send it with notch boards, or do I do something different? Not entirely sure how to handle the top of the shelf. Granted, we're literally pushing the upper limits of camera angles I've done on the channel. Woohoo! One toenail in. Two toenail in. So that's two toenails. Woohoo! So this assemblage has just gotten a whole lot stronger because we're nearly at 3 completed shelves. So let me get lumber for the middle board. We'll get this. Yay! My step stool's as dangerous as I am. I appreciate a reasonable amount of inherent danger in my activities. Safety is for electricians. Freaking babies. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Ooh. Come on, level with me. Level with me. I know you can level with me. Okay. I'm feeling good about my set. So let's drill some holes. One. Two. Three. And for 4. That's the pre-drills. Now let's actually secure the thing. Woo! That's half. Moving to the other side. And there it is. We take this out. Those were our spacer boards. We were just using those to determine our spacing. So that actually gets 3 of the shelves done, and I'm really liking how this project comes out now. I'm gonna actually leave the clamp. I'm gonna leave one clamp in because I got one clamp like a little bit higher up from here. I'm gonna leave that clamp in. I need to. Big thought I have to have now is I've notched boards that I don't need the notch for the top, and it's like, huh. I'm probably gonna have to recut some boards for that. Which is easy. It's not hard. It's just you know, another thing you gotta do. So But I do like the fact that the shelf, for the most part, is coming together fairly well. Let me move some materials here, because I'm going to set them down a level. I'm going to kind of bring you guys out, then I'm going to drop you. Oh no, the YouTube search history. See, cringe. Cringe, just all cringe. Okay. So, kind of want to also, like, showcase a little bit of the vision here. Oh, what I'm thinking is, I'll have these guys. So these are just, they're cardboard bins from Costco. And I have lots of small scraps like this. So what I'm thinking is, I'll have a bin. We'll stack scraps in like that. It slides into the thing, and the bin provides access while allowing me to have as much storage as I reasonably can. And then this spot here, where I don't have bin, I'm thinking about this will be where I put long material, like this isn't scrap material, but say hypothetically, longer boards will get stacked off to the side. Small stuff will be in my bins. And I think that will give me a nice balance between storage and access. In organizing, there is a battle that has to be waged. And the battle is how much stuff you can store versus, like, that is actually the thing that makes, like, organization to me, like, such a fascinating puzzle, is how do you store as much stuff as you can in as little space as you can while still being able to get to it when you need to get to it. That is the two-sided problem of storage. You have to be able to store it, and you have to be able to get to it later. And that is the issue you always have to, like, fight with, deal with. Which is why for this project, I'm going with the bin route. The bin basically becomes a pull-out shelf, in a already made pull-out shelf, mind you, that I can store lumber in. I can store small scrap lumber, and then I can pull it out, access it, where I will have longer pieces of material here off to the side. And if I want those, I can just pull those out. Because they're longer pieces of material, I don't need as much access surface area for. This board, this 1-inch board, all I need is enough room to pinch each side. Or just to put my finger on the top and pull it out like a bookshelf. Well, like a book out of a bookshelf. So I feel like this is a reasonable solution. Now that we've gotten the 3 shelves built, each shelf will be themed. So one shelf will be just cedar lumber. Because, as you can all see, I have built the scrap project out of cedar. I have built the scrap project out of cedar for the explicit reason of this is the wood I have the most of laying around. This, like, all the shelf boards were essentially scraps. They were essentially scraps from the tool shed project I built earlier this year that I'm using up on this project. So this is this is quite literally a scrap project made out of scraps. I think I did do most of the rails out of scraps, but the 2x4s were just extra material that I purchased just to have laying around material. Because I do have to do an hour's drive to go to the sawmill that mills all this wonderful lumber. I always overbuy. Now, granted, this most recent time I overbought to a fault, and I have a whole bunch of like 8-inch cedar boards that I just have no idea what I'm going to do with. But that's the problem for future Sugi. Well, it's a problem for current Sugi and future Sugi. But I don't know how that's all gonna boil out eventually. I don't know. It'll work itself out. Not too worried about it now. So I have 3 primary shelves. One primary shelf will be just hardwood scraps. Another will be cedar, and another one will be pine. So what will probably happen is the top shelf will be hardwoods. Why? Because those are the woods I least access. They're the ones I least spend time reaching for, so they will go on the top, where it's kind of the hardest. Like this shelf and this shelf down here are like the premium locations. Like these are like very accessible to me while standing up. So this is where I want to put stuff that I'm going to access a lot. I'm going to be accessing so much cedar. The amount of cedar scraps I have is literally unreal. But that's 3 shelves. There's going to be 5 platforms. The bottom area, if you guys don't mind, I turn your attention towards. Do I have cord? I do. Whoa. Did I? May have dropped you guys a bit too much, but hey, you can look at my feet. So, bottom area, what this spot is going to be down for here. This is going to be for all my. This is going to be for future firewood. That is how this is going to be themed down here. This is going to be nearly 100% exclusively themed for firewood, and the reason for that is, if the upper bins start to overflow, I'm gonna just pull out the least. I'm gonna take a look at the scraps. I'm gonna say, how much scrap am I okay just burning? And then I will probably take out at least 20 to maybe even 50% of those scraps, throw them into the firewood section down here, and they'll eventually get turned into firewood when I do a firewood thing. Probably be, I'm definitely looking at a while before my next firewood things, but hey, that's where we're at. But shucks, I will say, so about moving this project forward, the hardest part is currently the logistics, because we got the middle shelves taken care of, and I actually have the bottom shelf. I have bottom shelf to worry about, and then I have top shelf. And I want to handle the project like this. I want to, might be able to get a fair bit more room for, oh wait, for the webcam. Let's see here. Now the problem with my webcam right now is I don't have anywhere to hold it. Because honestly, on one hand, because that's the thing. Like, I want to keep streaming, but I don't know how to keep working on this project. I could. I really don't want to do that, because that might be too much. I could try. That's an option. That's not a good option. But I don't have options, so. I don't have many good options, but I also want to keep streaming. I really do want to keep streaming today. I want today to be like a nice longer-ish stream. Like, gosh darn video gamers. Those people have it so incredibly easy. They have it so incredibly easy. Yeah, laugh about Dad's old shop, please. And also, please do laugh about it, because, seriously, those bastards. Have such an such an easy life. They don't have to move around the shop. They don't have to like be active in the space. There's times where I think about them and I'm just like, man, I wish I could be them. No splinter, no splinter risk, and no burn risk. Shucks, I still remember that one time I was making a go live tweet for a campfire cooking stream. And my fire crackled and sent an ember onto my keyboard, and I hit the key the ember landed on, and I went ouch, and I was like, wait, why did I get an ouch from the keyboard? And it was like, oh, the keyboard's burning right now. Okay. The unique, that's fate. Man. The things I do to have fun. Oh, hey, FlashVid. I hope you're having a good Saturday. Right now, me and Dad's old chopper just reminiscing about how easy the gaming VTubers have it. They don't have the logistics that we've got, that us shop VTubers have to deal with. Granted, there's nothing wrong with those guys. It's just, man, sometimes I look at their life and it's like, I'm about to actually flip. Don't hate the player, I hate the game. Exactly, Dad's old chop. Exactly. That's why that's. Oh dear. Oh dear. Almost popped the cable. You guys almost lost your view. Okay. Ooh. That's moving. I don't want that to move. Table saw stand, go away. No! I love floor! Oh no! I didn't know you became one of those floor coon enjoyers, Dad's old shop. Oh, that was the sound of a clamp getting loose. Woo! But you're about to get less floor. Not the best. Floors are reliable. They hold it down. They don't look down upon you. Oh gosh. Oh man. Dad's old chop. You're great. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, so we have now somehow managed to establish, looking at the bottom of this project. And now I have to zip screws for boards that are going to go from here to here. And gravity is now 90 degrees from where it was earlier. This should be easy, right? Right? Please pray for me. Okay. Ooh, okay. I now need a clamp. Oh dear. Lamp acquired. Woo! Okay. Actually, you know what? I hate being a guy who has to do it right. Oh my god. Whew. Two types of guys: the guys that do it right, and the guys who do it twice. Oh man. The problem is Dad's old shop. I feel like a strange hybrid between the two. Like, I truly feel like... I truly feel like I'm a hybrid between those two types of people. Oh, man. Because here's the thing, there are ways for me to make this project better. Or I can make this project done. Now granted, when I make the project done, it will be done. Also, once again, I will. Well, actually, you know what? No more. Once again, no more like super complaining about it. Like, I truly wish there were more shop VTubers. I truly wish there were more anime characters telling me how to safely operate my power tools. But there's so few of them, I gotta do it. So you guys get to deal with Kentucky levels of quality on power tool safety. Which, by the way, is a step up from Ohio tier. Because Ohio tier is definitely below Kentucky tier. Man, I'm really getting close to the end of these 2-inch screws. Makita. By the power of Impact Driver, I compel you. Okay, so that is one of the bottom shelves done. I now gotta do the harder one. Oh, wait. Well, okay. Well, that board's there now. So, funny enough, you know how these boards are notched? notched like this. Yeah, there's a gap between the there's a gap between the 2x4 post and this notch. Yeah, I can just get a finger in there. I can just wholesale get a finger in there. Here I was just clowning on Ohio tier technology and now I look bad. I would just look terribly bad. Come on, come here, come here. Here, clampy, clampy, clampy. Come here. Good old clampy. Whoop. Oh, hello, Clippy. I like your wood. Oh, thank you, man. This is scrap Eastern red cedar. The Latin name is Juniperus virginianae. Good. That's good. We'll take you guys on a trip because, well, oh dear. I'm sorry, guys, but I can't let you see my work van. The risk is small, but I can't have you guys, like, have you guys be calling my work. Oh dear. Know what? Oh. Ooh, lower camera angle. There we go. It's got a purple tinge that you like. Oh, yeah, that's the nice. That's actually the real nice thing with Eastern red cedar. However, though, it does not stay that way. This wood is pretty, but it does not stay that way. Are good examples? Yeah. More things should be purple. I agree. Now. Oh. And stay purple. Yeah. Oh, okay. So the purple color is the heartwood of the wood, but it doesn't stay that way. It will actually turn into this. So you see this brown color here? That brown color is the color it will eventually end up. And then the white color here, that's the sapwood. So purple's heartwood turns to brown. And apparently my camera is very sad. But yeah. I mean, a lot of the wood in the shop has stayed purple for a while. I think that's primarily because of there's not a whole lot of light here. Like sunlight. And that lack of sunlight helps it stay purple. Because I think the purple color does fade with UV exposure. Would a UV gloss reverse the purple? I don't think so, because I think it's a combination of UV exposure and oxidation. Oxidation's a lot slower, versus the UV is a lot quicker. And I mean, as much as I think the color is pretty, I kind of just accept the fact that it will change colors on me. A very thick gloss that doesn't let air in. Funny enough, I actually saw some, because I was actually doing some like research online about it, and what some of the people online were saying were like, yeah, as much as you want to preserve this color, thinking for jewelry purposes. Okay. But yeah, according to the people online, they're like, there's like some of the things you mentioned, like a UV gloss, do help preserve it, but you will still eventually lose it. You will lose that color. But there's also a thing that makes me like thankful, sad. Yeah, it's a little bit sad, but it's also like, for me, it makes me think I should appreciate the color in the moment where I'm working with the wood, because like, man, like, this is it is truly a beautiful wood. It is remarkably pretty. Pick up camera. Picking up camera, the bad idea. Yeah, picking up camera was a bad idea. Let's see if I can reverse bad idea. Was that a tattoo? No, I have no tattoos. Oh, there we go. So, kind of like looking down the gauntlet. Actually, hey, it is fabulously pretty as a wood. But like all things, it doesn't last forever. Kind of like a metaphor for a successful relationship. Changes as it ages, but beautiful the whole time. That must have been some thick chest hair then. Yeah, I do have the chest hairs. It's fine though. Actually, wait a second. Well, my shirt's actually pretty loose right now. I went with a somewhat loose fit today to be comfortable, but it doesn't look like, it does not look like I'm wearing a sweater with my shirt off, and that's all I care about. That is truly all I care about. Ooh. Oh snaps, it's be hard to start off. 90. Oh, there it is. Ooh. Okay. So now that I'm moving closer to this area, the technique I'm trying to do is called toenailing. And toenailing, you're going to drive your fastener in at a very steep angle, reference to the wood. But when you try to get your drill bit started, drill bit does not like to be started at a real steep angle. So what you do is you start it pretty top down versus your wood surface. Make a divot. And then once you got your divot, that holds the bit in place. while you do, you're drilling. My Starfinder game's coming up. Gotta bounce. Have a good rest of the stream. Hey, you have a great rest of your Saturday, Dad's Old Chop. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your stream. Always good to see you stopping by. Toenailing is such a cursed woodworking term. At least I'm not driving screws in the actual toenails, like, ugh. No, thank you. Where are we? Woohoo! That's the shelf. It's there. It's secured. Oh gosh. Oh no, it's secured. It's secured, and I secured myself out of employment. If you make a mistake, it's ingrown toenailing. Oh gosh, that's funny. I like that. Now time to reach into my treat bin for an Oktoberfest beer, because I love Oktoberfest beer. Oktoberfest makes me happy. Cheers. I'm watching the stream to take a break from machine noises from work. Opening stream, machine noise. Ari, you're opening my stream. Like, what do you expect? Oh my gosh, like you popped into my stream. Like, seriously, what do you expect here? Do you expect not to hear machine tool noises? Okay. So, we've got top board, bottom board. There's got to be a center board here. Time to do the center board. Flashfit, are you saying I sound like a machine? I wish I sounded like a machine. Oh, there you are. One piece of lumber. Same. I cannot be as cool as the machine. Which, the machine is a comedy routine that is very funny. Cool. Aww. Do I have to put a clamp on this? I'm gonna have to put a clamp, I don't want to put a clamp on it. Now I gotta try and get away without using a clamp. So for those who aren't familiar, you just have to sing Daisy Bell to sound like a machine. I don't know what Daisy Bell is. I presume it's some manner of thing. Oh, there we go. We're locked in. You just have to... Oh, okay, okay. I'm trying to have a thought. Oh, it's a song that was the first song ever sung by... Ah, okay. go! That board's not going anywhere! Yay! But yeah, so a little bit about the machine. So there's this comedy sketch that is about a guy. I heard they were concerning naming Miku Daisy because of it. Wow. No, Miku is perfect. Miku is perfect as she is. Miku is literally one of the best things to happen to the internet. So there is a comedy routine called I'm the Machine. And it's about a American tourist in Russia. I think and this was like back in the 90s. And he ends up on a train in Russia, and he ends up getting drunk on this train in Russia, and he ends up running into the Russian mafia. You'll hear the song once even if you don't know it. Oh no. But so he has this run-in with the Russian mafia. And at one point, he ends up like in like a little bit of a situation with the mafia. And I think one of the mafia people are like, well, who are you? And drunk tourist in Russia who just barely knows any Russian says enough Russian to say, I am the machine. And the Russian mafia find it hilarious that this like white ass tourist, when confronted with his identity, just says, I am the machine. And then they start drinking with him. And then he gets more drunk with his Russian captors, and like all sorts of shenanigans happen, but it's very funny. I love that. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I wish I had the balls to be in a situation where I was captured in Russia and I had to like tell them I am the machine. Admittedly, I'm far too plain Jane for that. So, let's do the other side of this board. Grab some screws. And now. And there we go. Spacer. Spacer. Woo! Reminds me of that anime that starts with an anime girl screaming, I am God. Oh gosh. Have I might have seen that. So let's get this clamp off here. Clamp off. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's why I don't get the bar clamps out too often. They're big. Oh. Ah. Oh. Oh. Woo. Well. Oh, did my... Oh, okay, so that's what happened. One of the screws just straight pulled loose. Okay, so I got a little bit of leveling to do. It's the silly one where, with all the eye face that people meme on. All the eye face that people meme on. So, when my posts are off, because rocking reasons, but we have a shelving unit with levels. We got 3 levels. I did kind of lose that board down there when I was trying to flip it, but you know what? It actually does feel pretty stable. For those who missed the explainer on how I want this to work, it's 1:43, so I should be getting to bed. Yes, you should get to bed, Clippy. Have a good rest, because I don't know how much further I'm going to go with this project. And good night to you too. So for this project, the vision, I'm going to have these bins. Bins pull out. Inside the bins are scraps of lumbers. Then I will have a little bit of room here. And then this room will be for long pieces of lumber. Oh no, look, a long piece of lumber with a chair. But yeah, long piece of lumber's on this small little bit of area, whereas all the small bits will be there. Pull them out, they're accessible, push it back in, they're parked away. I still have to put the top on this. I got a little too eager, Beaver, and notched all my pieces where the top isn't gonna need notching, because the top is just gonna lay on the top. So I almost sneezed. But I managed to prevent the sneeze from happening. So, I really think for the most part, we at least managed to hit the 2-hour mark. Well, the 2.5-hour mark. Wow, your VTuber model pogged when you were trying not to sneeze. Man, when I try not to sneeze, I'm just I try to keep my mouth open and keep airflow moving. And that's kind of I think the reason why I make the pog face when I'm trying to not sneeze is it's like don't sneeze, don't sneeze, don't sneeze, don't sneeze. So we've got a little bit of rocking here, and I think I actually know why, because one of my posts are off because because of how I cut the rabbits. The rabbits for the bottom were much longer than what they were originally intended to be. And I think one of my posts ended up being flip-flopped. So what's probably going to happen is I'm going to take the shelf, throw it back on the... Oh, well, I could... So there's a couple of options here. Option 1 is... Actually, probably the best option is to take the shelf, flip it upside down, and then take a level to what's essentially the bottom on top, referencing the flat floor, and figure out what post I need to cut down. Because the way this is rocking, it's either... Wait. So it's either this post or the post, like opposite corner post. One of these posts is high. Which, I mean, this is going to be a shelf that's going to be thrown into a position and then it just sits there for a while. So it's not really the end of the day, but I'd say for the most part, like, it's pretty solid though. Like, and that's kind of like what I like about it is, like, I went into a project like this just essentially pulling build plans out of my butt, and it's like, you know what, we'll just like kind of build this, we'll kind of throw this together, and we'll see how it goes. I know a couple people have left the stream already. And this is a little bit of a negligence thing on my part, but I did want to ask everyone if they wanted me to do a beer brewing stream next week. So, looking into next week's schedule, I'm either going to do a woodworking stream and a brewing stream, or 2 woodworking streams. I don't entirely know. Could make it a poll. I think it's too late for a poll, Irie. I was thinking about making it a poll towards the beginning of stream, but I was like prepping for stream and just like making sure I had like all my stuff together. Damn, I wanted to rig it. Oh, rig it in favor of what? What did you want? Did you want beer or did you want wood? Like, those are your options. Or did you just want to rig it for the funsies? Yeah, that's the type of person you are. You want to rig it for the funsies. You just want to be like, ha 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 ha. I'm an evil influencer in the background, doing evil stuff, and it feels good to do evil stuff. But yeah, so originally I was actually wanting for today to be a not box frame. I want to call it a picture frame project, but it's not going to be a picture frame. It's going to be a frame for some posters I have. That was my original thing I wanted to do, but I started this project on Sunday, and I very quickly found out this was not going to be done in one stream, even though I felt like I came up with a somewhat simple design. But yeah, once I get this thing like dialed together, it's going to be great. So it just needs a little bit of work. I need some boards on top, and then it's donesies. So, and I'll probably actually work on all that on Sunday. No, yeah, Sunday morning. Because I would have loved to do this as a Sunday morning stream, but unfortunately, I'm on call this week, and that means I'm on call. The frames do sound really cool, but both ideas are fun. Well, the frames will happen. So I was going to either do the frames and another woodworking project, or the frames and a brewing project. But I think I'm going to probably... Well, we'll see. Because actually, I should be okay. Because I have my Oktoberfest fermenting right now. So I have that fermenting. And what I want to do for the brewing stream is I want to brew my first Hefeweizen. The way I have set up my brewing schedule has disadvantaged me greatly towards trying new styles. And I really need to get a Hefeweizen under my belt. As a home brewer, I really need to get a Hefeweizen under my belt as a home brewer. Now, and also speaking of the logistics of my brewing schedule, in October I still need to do a cider, and then also I still before the end of the year, I need to make a mead. I have to make a mead before the end of the year. I will at least start brewing the mead. I don't know how long a mead needs to ferment. I know sometimes it can be quite a while. Mead for winter sounds so cozy. I do like that idea. Just because of how I like it when it makes the scheduling easy for me. Because that's literally what I want. Is I just want to like make the scheduling easy. Whew, okay. I like easy scheduling. I like taking it easy. There's times where I call myself just a regular guy VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s. And then there's other times I'm like, this doesn't feel as slow life hobby as I would like. And it's just like, well, buddy, you put yourself in this situation, you now have to deal with the consequences of it. In which case I just shrug and go, okay, well, yep. This is a situation I've created for myself. Let's see here. I don't think I have any mutual streaming right now. I have 0 mutual streaming right now. On both the YouTubes. Oh, okay. Both YouTubes and on Twitch. Whew. Man, I would have minded for doing a raid. For Slow Life Hobbies, I was going to carve custom stamps to make pseudo wallpapers of leaves and flowers. That sounds cozy. That sounds really cozy. Dad's old shop for Christmas, he actually carved like volleyball ornaments out of wood. So he basically took some wood, dimensioned it into like a square, and then like made like the little lines on it for like a volleyball. That was some pretty good like slow life hobby vibes he had on that stream. That's yeah, like man, like that's the thing I really like about watching like shop people just do stuff in their shop is like you just pick up on stuff like they do. I haven't really done any wood carving much on my stream, well, here in my shop, but doing some wood carving at some point is definitely on the to-do list. But my to-do list is so long, which technically for you guys is a good thing, because that means that just means I'm just not going to be like graduating or anything anytime soon. I have to finish the to-do list. Actually, wait a second. That would actually be a really funny like gimmick almost. Is I have a to-do list, and if I finish the to-do list, I graduate. Granted, I'm not graduating anytime soon. I'm still having plenty of fun doing this, and holy smokes, gosh, I cannot rave. Bro graduated and becomes a journeyman electrician VTuber instead. Oh man, becomes a Sparky. Oh gosh, I don't know. Do I want to become a Sparky? I will say this, I have zero plans to get a new model, but I primarily currently market myself as a guy VTubing his slow life hobbies in his 30s. If I get to the point where I hit my 40s, and get close to hitting my 40s, but I still want to do the VTubing thing, I will say I will update my model. I will get a model update. Which I don't know how you would... I don't know, how do you add wrinkle toggle to model? Oh, wait, that didn't go through. Wait, why didn't it go through? Ah! Oh, no. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong key. That's why. Yeah. I don't want to feel my age like that, man. I don't. 40s isn't the time for wrinkles. Like, wrinkles should start in your 50s. Some early onset wrinkles is fine in 40s, but the getting wrinkly in your 40s is like no. Like you're not taking care of yourself at that point. I say you had some gray hair, but I think you're already... But your model already got that covered. Ha ha! That's called future-proofing, Ari. Actually, speaking of hair, should I get like a 5 o'clock shadow or something? Like, so I do keep myself personally clean shaven for the most part. But from time to time in the evenings, I do kind of end up having a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. And I can see like a 5 o'clock shadow being like a thing a 40-year-old would have. So, maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm 36. I'm not even going to begin thinking about a new VTuber model until I'm 39. Or match a tire toggle. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh. I got 4 toggles with this model, and I think that's actually a fair amount of toggles. At least for starting out. Starting out, 4 toggles is plenty of toggles. But, so, granted, I will actually say, this is moonshotting, but if I do hit 10K subscribers on YouTube, I will get a new model. I will promise that. I will commit to that. Probably not going to happen, though. I'm probably going to hit 40 before that happens. Mostly because I'm like kind of like low effort and like just a guy farting around in the shop. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's what makes me happy. When I started out on this journey to essentially force myself to do the things I wanted to do. And you know what? I've generally been quite successful in that endeavor. Like, I have added so many cooking recipes to my tool belt. I gotta find 9,999 friends to subscribe. I got injured so far. You don't even need that many. Like, I already have like 194 subscribers. I already have 194, so you can knock that count down by about 192. So it's not so bad. I mean, hey. But you know what? I'm here for the long game, not the short game. All that fun stuff, so. Okay, so it looks like everyone's at Offkai having fun, and also speaking of Offkai, I actually kind of want seeing how much fun everyone's having at Offkai right now. I'm just kind of making me feel like, you know what? I do want to go back to California, but I don't want to go back to Anime Expo. I went to Anime Expo in 2011 and 2015. 2011 was an amazing time. I had so much fun. And then I went in 2015, and by 2015, Anime Expo became LineCon. And it was LineCon then, and that was 11 years ago. So, Offkai kind of seems like a... You know what? It seems like it's like an excuse to go to California, but like a more chill experience in California. And I'm down for that. Dude, I wanted to go to the concert with Victoria, Roma, and Demon Dice. Oh, what? Was it Fantastical Reality? It was something like that. It was like yesterday. I might go to PAX East in Anime Boston next year. Depends on what PTO I can get approved for. I went to Anime Boston in 2014. Anime Boston was a really fun time. I really enjoyed Anime Boston. Anime Boston very much felt like it was being run by a community of fans who cared. And I felt that more from Anime Boston than any other anime convention I've been to. Like, it seemed like all the staff, all the volunteers at Anime Boston sincerely wished for their convention to do well and succeed. And man, I've got so much respect for that. I've got so much respect for that. To see, like, what feels like a local community wanting to put forth their best effort for their local convention. Bro, that's the exact year I dragged Andrew to that Anime Boston for the first time. We cosplayed Homestuck. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, so funny enough, the reason I attended Anime Boston in 2014 was because I went to Anime Week in Atlanta 2013. The year Zun went to an anime convention in the US and had a big presence there. And it was downright magical seeing all the Toho fans in North America just be like, okay, stop everything. We're going to Atlanta. Who cares? Who cares if the traffic's terrible there? We're going to Atlanta. We want to see Zun in person. All this stuff. And it was a real magical time. And one of the big driving factors that made it such a great time was there's this thing called the Toho Roadshow. And it was a thing put on by Toho fans, where it's basically like they would set up a thing in the gaming hall, and it's just all Toho games. Like, they would just set up an area, like computers, all that fun stuff, and be like, hey guys, Toho, the games. Both fighting games, Damaku games, fan games. Here, Toho. Play Toho games. And it was cool. And those people were based out of the Northeast. And there was apparently like a really big Toho fan base presence in the Northeast. And they were kind of like being like, hey, we're going to like really push for some Toho stuff at Anime Boston 2014. And I was just like, you know what? I love Toho to pieces. I'm going to go to this thing. And that was like my motivating factor to going into Anime Boston. That sounds so much fun. It's nice when the community's close knit like that. Like, yeah, like that's the real nice thing about Toho. And I love that about Toho, even though I'm this, I feel like in so many ways, I'm sorry the NBA is shit in Boston. Ari, you're talking to a guy from Kentucky. Like, the fact that Boston has light rail is legit, like I thoroughly enjoyed my experience on Boston's public transportation. It's always late. I don't care. At least it's light rail and it's there. It doesn't... I don't think there's a singular light rail system in my state. I think the closest light rail system is in Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati has one and Nashville has one. My entire state doesn't even have a single one of those things. I don't care if it's late. I don't care if it's terrible. As long as it exists. Like, god damn it, I like trains. And that's because Kentucky sucks. Hey, if you want to say that about the University of Kentucky, I 100% support you. I 100% support you, but hey, don't be making... Actually, you know what? I am a Kentuckian. I have something somewhat resembling pride in my state. And our soda absolutely slaps. L8 is amazing. I have access to the Paw Paw L8. This stuff is... this stuff is actually really good. It's really good. I'm definitely going to be keeping some of this on stockpile. But yeah, this stuff is great. This stuff is great. Keep it on stockpile. If I get visitors from out of town, I'm definitely going to be treating them to some Paw Paw flavored L8. But yeah, Anime Boston is definitely one of those I want to go back to, but I need a reason to go back. My state is known for mediocre polar bear themed beverages. But you're not from Georgia. Granted, honestly, when I think of the statement that you've written, I just think of Coca-Cola and the Coca-Cola polar bears. That's what I think of. There's a second state with that? Well, yeah, So, Coca-Cola is based out of Georgia. Georgia is like... Oh, I was thinking... Oh, wait. You're talking like Ices. Okay. polar beverages. Now I gotta scratch my head. Now, the thing is, I fully expect to like rave about L8 and people look at me and be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Because it is pretty L8's pretty local to Kentucky. It's to get access to it, you literally have to be either in Kentucky, not ice. Oh, okay. So yeah, you probably got something local to you that I just don't know about. Sort of like how I can talk about L8 and you're just like, I don't know what that is. Which is fine. But yeah, it's the way this year is shaping up, I will go through this entire year without attending a single convention. Which is somewhat weird. Very words. Non-alcoholic birch beer. It sounds good. Non-alcoholic. I have a phone. I have internet. No. What do we get? So we got non-alcoholic. And the idea of birch beer. Non-alcoholic birch beer. Wait, reading soda? Wait. Wait, we got multiple things. Okay. Thinks genuine gourmet birch. And then readings. Okay. But let's dig down into it. Birch beer is an unhopped and non-alcohol. Oh, okay, so it's like a root beer. White birch beer. Wait, do you got any birch trees near you? In spring, you can boil down the new branches to make birch beer. River birch grows somewhat abundantly here. Mostly in other people's flower beds, which is, in my opinion, a very bad... Well, not the best place to plant a birch tree. But I do have birch trees here. One of the fun things about Kentucky, though, is Kentucky is the southern limit of the northern tree species. So we're talking like birches, spruces, like a lot of the trees that like to grow up north. Oh yeah, sugar maple. All those tree species. We're the southern limit of that. Kentucky is also the northern limit of all the southern trees. We're talking like post oak. We're talking bald cypress. All the native southern trees. We're like, Kentucky's kind of the region where they mix. This is also why Kentucky is kind of just so weird. Because not only we are mixed in our region, well, mixed in terms of the plants that are here, we're also mixed very culturally. We're very much, like, Kentucky was a southern slave state that stayed with the Union. Like, Kentucky is this very, like, mixed bag. Like, Kentucky... And the way I think Kentucky is the ultimate mixed bag is when I watch the Weather Channel. And they're like, hey, we're going to talk about this region of the U.S. And then we're going to talk about this region of the U.S. And then Kentucky is always on the edge of every single map. The Northwest, Kentucky's on the edge. In the South, Kentucky's on the edge. Kentucky's just this weird edge case. That's silly. That's just where we fall regionally. Like, we're this big middle ground in the whole United States, and it's just kind of like, okay. I mean, I'm fine with it. Like, I mean, Kentucky's got like really kick butt caves. Like, I do like Kentucky because we do have our fair number of weird stuff that we own. And I think that's cool. And I definitely want like other places in the US to like own their own weird things. Except you, Indiana, and your like fried brain sandwich thing. Which is actually a thing in southern Indiana. This is like like their local regional dish is a fried brain sandwich, which sounds deeply unappealing to me, regardless of how you slice it. But yeah, I think this is probably enough ramblings about various things that enter into my mind and then leave it like to like a few minutes later. So the goal today was to take some pieces of wood and build a shelf. And guess what? Shelf I have. So, mission accomplished for the most part. There's still some touching up to do. I still have to add the boards for the top. But overall, I have a completed shelf. And then I also have to fill the shelf, and then I also have to like reorganize my whole entire scrapwood collection. Which is another reason why I did this project, was to hopefully more consolidate all my scrap wood into one spot, so that way I can pull it away from other places and make some room in those other places for other projects and more room to store things. Because being an individual in the garage, optimizing your garage, customizing your garage, and playing with power tools is a never-ending journey. But thank you very much for tuning in as I go about this journey. I fully expect to have a schedule out early tomorrow at some point. And yeah, because that's actually probably what will happen, is I'll be chilling for the rest of tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'll come back into the shop, finish this bad boy up, and then I'll make a schedule for next week. So, this has been Sugi Yamagawa. Thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in. I hope you have a great rest of your week, your day, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. It's also the weekend. Have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.